Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a new season of the CXR World GT3 Championship. We're kicking off at Road America. Alongside me, I've got Mark for the commentary tonight. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Ruben. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. We've got Phil for production. He's sweating his balls off to make everything work as usual. And we've got Aaron and Neil and Ed for race control. Again, as usual, like all the seasons we've done before, we've got a slightly different format for this season. Mark, we were used to always have a qualifying of about 25 minutes, open qualifying, and a race of 45 minutes. But this season, things have changed. We wanted to mix it up a bit. And we've got two races, actually. So it's round 1 and 2 at Road America tonight. We've got a sprint race of 15 minutes or 8 laps for heat 1. And then we've got a reversed top 10 grid, which will go into the feature race, which is 40 minutes with a pit stop. And the 40 minutes would be equal about 16 laps. So yeah, man, looking forward. Another GT3 season, Road America. Definitely a nice track to be on. And we've already seen some really quick times. So currently on the way with qualifying, about 5 minutes in.
Halfway through already then. Better pull our finger out. So what have we got? Early pace setters at the moment. Aaron Rose has gone around in a 205.16, closely followed by Billy Fletcher on a 205.32 and Elliot Harper on a 205.60. About half the field's put in a qualifying lap, so no doubt some more times will be posted as we are watching. It tried this format last week in the MX5s, didn't we? And it was quite.
We did.
I thought quite a lot seemed to enjoy that with the reverse grid in race 2.
And I think last week with the MX5s we had the top 8, but just with the experience we have now as running multiple GT3 seasons, we chose to go for the top 10 because, again, if you look at the qualifying at the moment, while people are still putting times in, actually Billy Fletcher with a 205.315 with Nacho Caspar only 3,000 of a second behind. But yeah, the top 10 normally, and that's, like I said, what's been showing on the previous seasons, it's been so close that it would be, we thought it would be a good idea to do a reverse top 10 to make it a little bit more interesting for race 2. So, and as you said last week, especially round 2, to be honest, or race 2, the feature race, that was so fun to watch.
Yeah, it was. It stops people shooting off at the front, which is quite a common theme in most of the races, and you might even see it in race 1. But it makes them work a little bit harder, and they're always still in contention in race 2 from what we see last week as well. So
yeah, they are, and apart from that, the people who are about half second to second off pace are able to fight for maybe even a race win or a podium position or just a little bit higher up front than what they normally would be able to. Like you said, definitely because of people not being able to immediately from start on drive away, create that gap. And
yeah, so, I think I'm just trying to remember. Was it Matt Crow last week won race 2?
No, I think it was it Matthew Hodges? Oh, I'm not quite. I'm not quite sure anymore.
I'm not sure.
Could be. But yeah, then again, last season in the GT3s, we finished at Silverstone with a close race between Luke McKeon, currently on provisional pole, and Nacho Gaspar, currently on P4. Nacho chose the Lamborghini this season. Last season he was in the McLaren, if I'm correct. Luke was in the Audi, is still in the Audi. And yeah, the McLaren and the Audi seem to be really, really quick around this track. So yeah, I'm really curious on what Nacho will be able to do with the Lamborghini, although he just puts a, a 205.188 in, yeah, man. Yeah. So he definitely is close to
just
the top.
Dived into third there. So yeah, he's just over a tenth off the pace, which isn't too bad. For looks, obviously the Lambo is lovely. I do like the backfire on the McLaren though. It's always good. So it's not too bad. 3 different manufacturers in the top 3 coming up to the last minute. They are allowed to put in, is it warm up plus 2 qualifying laps? I think it is. So, yeah, 3 laps in total.
Yeah. Yeah, we were supposed to have a closed qualifying session. Unfortunately, there was a little mishap, but from next week onwards, it will be closed qualifying where everybody is able to put those 3 laps in to try and to go for the provisional or pole position, or just try to qualify as high up as possible. But yeah, then again, luckily a lot of people who are in this league tonight are used to a open qualifying from last season, so there's not a lot going on. It's all good.
Yeah, we've got a lot of the same faces we've had in the last couple of seasons. We've got a couple of new ones as well, so we'll keep an eye on them as it progresses. So qualifying just flashing up as being completed.
So we're waiting for the
Cool,
results. There they are. Mark, I'll leave it to you, man.
All right, okie dokie then. So we're doing a bit of role reversal. So qualifying results. Luke McKinn takes pole position with 205.034. Aaron Rose holds on to second. Nacho Gaspar in the Lambo finishes third. Billy Fletcher fourth. Elliot Harper fifth. Leon Penn, who's a new face in this series, in sixth. Callum Brandt seventh. Adam Southgate eighth. Hiromi Martin in ninth. Matt Carunha in 10th. Jack Fielder Clifford in 11th, Matt Crow in 12th. Matthew Hodges 13th, Mark Cuthbert 14th, Craig Shelton 15th, Chris Needham 16th, Arnold Chenier 17th, 18th was Jason Haddington, all 3 of them for RWC. Rene Borsche in 19th, Matthew Dambreen in 20th, James O'Reilly 21st, and Simone Perego in 22nd.
There you go. I saw that somebody is following us. Cheers for the follow, William. Welcome to the CXR TV stream. As said before, it's round 1 and 2 tonight of the World GT3 Championship Season 2. Yeah, really looking forward to this one because it is a totally different strategy, is it, for race 1? Only 8 laps. Yeah. A really nice sprint race where it's just going to be hard battles, I reckon. And then we've got a invert 10.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see towards the end of the first race if there's a couple of strategic finishing, let's call it, to
exactly to put them on pole position for race 2.
Yeah, especially if you're in a mid-pack as well. So if you're sort of 11th, 12th, and there's a little train, then they're all going to be trying to get 10th, aren't they? So is this a full lap? It looks like it is.
It is a full formation lap. It is. And once the pace car comes in, it's up to Luke McKeon in P1 to set the pace. And once he goes, it's green, green, green. And we will be going.
So turn 1 here, right-hander from memory. Is it right-hander?
It is.
I can't remember.
It is. It is.
Fairly. I'm trying to remember how tight it is now. I'm just casting.
No, turn 1 isn't necessarily that tight. It's more turn 2, which is tight onto a second straight, quite a long straight leading up to a hairpin to the left. Then we will be going uphill left again, a right turn, another left, then into the right carousel, which is an amazing turn where you can get different lines through. Mm-hmm. Then we've got a short little straight running up to the famous kink, high-speed kink. Onto sort of a back straight with a slight turn to the left, then another right turn, left turn, and then we come up to the final right turn leading up to the main straight. But before we are there, obviously the pace car is setting the pace. We're going around the track with a roughly 100 kilometers an hour at the moment.
Looks a lot slower than that, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Got some very nice looking liveries this season as well. Quite a few from the same team as well. Trying to work out who that is. Who's that then, Ruben?
Well, Luxim has got a couple of drivers in. We've got Falcon Sim Racing, as we had last season. 3 cars from RWC, as you mentioned before. We've got 1 driver for DSRT. So, and a couple of privateers as well, which is fine. You don't need to be in a team to enjoy the CXR leagues. You can enter as a privateer, that's all fine. We also got some solid sim racing guys like Matthew Hodges and Jack Clifford.
I've just noticed we have no Hunk tonight. Is he not registered? Aye.
So he's registered, but he couldn't drive tonight and probably not next week as well. But that's fine.
That means the subs will go down, you know that, don't you? All the people watching.
Well, one thing though, Phil isn't able to put up the hunk or the sweaty cam, putting him off. No,
I
that's
believe we have got a couple though, haven't we? We got
well,
Chris.
we've got some people. Here we go. Nice little cam
There we go. So
review.
we have got a couple.
Chris Needham and Arnaud Chanonnier, both in VR. You gotta love the immersion of VR. I was myself. I was always racing in VR until I got the 49 Ultra Ride, and
I think
I must say,
Philippe was as well.
I've never gone back to VR just because it's easy. You sit behind the screen, put it on, go out on track.
I've noticed just looking at our timing screens that it looks like Matt Crowe is going to be starting from the pit, although he did qualify mid-table. So not sure if he's had an issue there.
Could be. So Luke is now holding the pace a little bit more, creating a gap to the pace car to come in.
Yep. Just
so he can really set the pace coming up onto that main straight. It is a long main straight, so he definitely has to play it out well. And has to watch out he doesn't get caught up by Aaron Rose from Luxim 24 Esports.
So here we come, last corner. Car goes in. Who are you fancying for this, Ruben? Come on.
Well, we're going. Well, I don't know, mate. I mean, it's a sprint race. Nacho Gaspar, I think, will be doing good. Aaron Rose as well. He's been shown to be very quick. But the same goes for Luke McKeon. And it's Nacho Gaspar currently on the inside of Aaron Rose for turn 1. Who is almost pushed by his teammate Billy Fletcher. And there you go. Nacho Gaspar keeps the inside and takes P2 from Aaron Rose. We see slight position changes. Elliot Harper going into P5. Perego taking the position from René Borsche. Martin and Caruana, sorry, changing some positions as well. Elliot Harper is showing an off track. So he's still going though, all good. But if we do see a red thing in front of somebody's name, something is going on. A little bit of a move there. Again, between Elliot Harper.
Oh, someone's off. And Matthew Hodges and Matt Carunia. I think that's pronounced. No, sorry,
yeah, Martin. Rio Martin. Yeah, he was involved. I think one of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Matthew Hodges maybe was involved in that incident and was waiting for Rio Martin. So fair play to them. Back on board here with Leon Penn for Vulcan Sim Racing, P6. And here we have the replay. Let's see what happened here. So we see Rio Martin on the inside. Oh, and it looked like, Matthew Hodges just misjudged his braking point. I think he tried to avoid it, but just couldn't avoid Martin and spun him around. Nothing too major though. I don't think the damage will be a lot of an issue.
So no pit stops required for Heat 1, but there will be in the second one.
Yes, indeed.
It is a race to the finish.
And well, this is a familiar view, isn't it? Nacho Gaspar on the back of Luke McKeon. Already a battle for the lead. Nice to see. Aaron Rose isn't that far back in third, followed by Billy Fletcher and Elliot Harper. Then a 1.2 second gap to Leon Penn, who's being followed by Adam Southgate, Callum Brandt. And a 2 second gap to Cuthbert and a 2.2 second gap to Craig Sheldon. And here we have the overtake from Nacho Gaspar in turn 1 on Luke McKeon. Puts himself in P1 with the Lamborghini. And to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised. Lamborghini wasn't the easiest car to drive around this track. So how he does it, I don't know, but well done.
Cool, that's colourful.
That's colourful from Craig Sheldon indeed. In P10, Jack Clifford just overtaken him.
Sort of thing I'd drive. It looks like an early learning centre car, doesn't it? Looks like something my niece would have coloured in.
Nacho taking a slight defensive line there, going into turn 3, and again on the inside in turn 4. It is hard to overtake in that part of the track, but it is all closing up, isn't it? Aaron Rose.
It's got just over a second top 4 between them.
3 drivers from Luxem Esports in the top 5, all in the McLaren.
Hey up, that sounds a bit dodgy, doesn't it?
Arnaud Chanonnier dropping back a couple of positions, and Matthew Dambreen had off track as well.
So I was just looking through the field there. We've got not too bad a split of cars, actually. We've got, what, 4 Lambos, 5 Lambos, 3, 5 McLarens, 5 Audis. We've got 1 Fezzer. Hurrah! And obviously the new BMW M4. We've got half a dozen of them as well. So
It's yeah.
the Fezzer's obviously
Absolutely true.
a nostalgic car, not
While
loved anymore.
we are
Needs
on
a
board
BOP.
with while we are on board with Callum Brandt, just been overtaken by Adam Southgate. Some nice action. Further down the field, we got some nice action between Matthew Hodges, René Bosch, and Matt Carana.
So Rome Martin is starting to make his way up the field, just taking Jason Hamilton.
René Bosch going a little bit too slow into that right-hander, which makes the overtake done by Matthew Hodges.
So fastest lap set by Nacho Gaspar just now at 2:06.36. So he's got the pace. 3 laps on. Sorry, on the 3rd lap. Apologies.
Who's our biggest winner so far on gains on positions? Because I have a little look at Chris Needham. Chris Needham currently in P12.
Yeah, he's got up 4. Simone Perigo's gone up 9. Matt Crow's not started, I don't think, so he must have had some issues, I think, because he's sitting in the pit lane at the moment.
We've got some door-to-door action between Nacho Gaspar and Luke McKeon.
Oh, rubbing his racing.
Yeah, but Billy Fletcher putting the pressure on as well. Billy Fletcher has overtaken his teammate Aaron Rose, and Billy Fletcher, will he hang around the outside through the carousel? That will be a bold move. It seems like he's able to, but then again, we've got the King to the right. Will he hang out around the outside? Oh, he does. What a move. Oh, he goes off track. He's going off track.
He's keeping it on the track, though. Fair play.
Oh, dear. But he came out in front of his 2 teammates, and there was contact between the 3. I don't think that's what you want for your team to happen.
I thought he was all right now. I thought he held it.
Yeah, it's such a tricky one. And in the background, it was Callum Brandt who lost it as well, exiting the kink. Billy Fletcher now trying to hold on to the car and probably go for that pit stop. Well,
yes, Billy Fletcher.
It's Luke McKeon in front of Nacho Gaspar. So there's been some position changes between the both of them.
Yeah, after that little bit of argy-bargy there, Nacho's actually lost a second now, so he's 1.2 behind.
Look at Cuthbert in P7. He gained 7 positions, so he's actually the one who gained the most, together with Perego, to be honest. Currently in P15, who we're looking at the moment, and Lamborghini also gained 7 positions. Then Craig Shelton gained 6 positions, and Chris Needham 5. There we see an overtake from René Bosch and Jason Hennington. They both know each other quite well, so I think they will enjoy the battle between the 2. And it's Matthew Dambreen in the McLaren from Luxem up in that 4-way battle as well. But 2 of the RWC racing drivers, both in Lamborghini, trying to get that position back on René. But René holding on, still in P16. Kieran with the 22 months in a row.
That's 2 years, bloody hell. We've been doing this far too long. Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, looked like. So that's Jason Hennington losing out on that battle. On board with Matthew Hodges. He's got Matt Carana on the back. BMW versus the McLaren. The BMW seemed to be the car with quite a good top end.
Not as OP as I was expecting as they released it recently. Same with the Lambo, I suppose, really. They were released within, what, 6 weeks of each other, I'm guessing? one of them was halfway through the season, wasn't it?
Yeah, we remember, well, Luke McKeon actually puts in the fastest lap in 2:05.5. He's now created a gap of 1.7 seconds. I'm currently on lap 5 from 8.
Simone Parego's gone off track slightly and lost a couple of positions as a result, down in 18th. So on board with Adam Southgate, currently sitting in 6th. 4 tenths behind Leon Penn in 5th. So what data can we gather? Not a lot, just tells you the gear change, don't tell you the speed by the looks of it. Oh, there we go. Right on cue. That's just past the cheesy bridge, isn't it, that corner? Catch you out if you're not careful, and this one as well. Take it too aggressively.
The left-hander going uphill is quite tricky. You have to be careful on the brakes because it's easy to...
unsettles the car a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And then this bit I've always found a bit odd because you lift off here at the top and it's like unsettles it again if you don't quite keep it under control. But
exactly. But both are doing a good job. Matt Caruana, Matthew Hodges. Well, I think we had a spin from Jason Headington in the background. Right at the moment when we were following Matthew Hodges and Matt Caruana. Here we're on board with Adam Southgate, who actually took the position from Leon Penn, so puts himself in P5. Oh, squeezing a little bit, but just enough. He left the room, and then hang around the outside. So to be honest, a little bit of a late move, but clean and fair. So well done by Adam putting himself in P5, and that means that again we've got 3 of the Luxem boys in the top 5, but it's Adam who's got quite the gap to Aaron Rose, and another fastest lap of the race from Luke McKeon. So he's flying at the moment. Now with 2.0 second gap, or a 2-second gap to Nacho Gaspar. Oh, and René Bosche has an off track. He was in P15. He loses 2 positions to Arnaud Chanonier and Matthew Dambreen. Let's see what happened here. Oh, just not quite sure. He lost the back end a little bit on that final turn to the right.
So if memory serves me correct, it's still points for the top 20, I believe. Don't think we've scaled that down, have we?
Nope. That's still the same.
So at the moment, Callum Brandt, currently sitting in 10th position, is on provisional call for Heat 2.
While we just saw an overtake from Leon Penn on Adam Southgate. In turn 3 at the end of that long second straight. So he puts himself in front of Adam again. It's a nice little battle going on between the two. And currently on the pole position for race 2 is Callum Brandt.
Yeah, Chris Needham's not far behind, so he's got enough time to try and pinch that pole from him.
Well, the question is Chris thinking about it as well? Is he thinking like, okay, if I'm able to grab that position from Callum, it will put myself into pole position for race 2?
Who wouldn't? I would.
Yeah, but then again, you're racing, so is that in your head or not? While he's definitely really quick at the moment.
Yep, good spot there by that Captain Groom, I think that is. I can't quite see his name. My eyes aren't what they used to be.
Captain Green.
Sorry, 87. God, he's young. Yes, Adam is driving this season for Luxem now with all his friends. So we are CXR season, which isn't a bad thing, I suppose.
Oh, it's fine, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I mean, Adam, no matter what team he's riding for, even he was a privateer, he's a good driver. He's doing good as well. He's showing it at the moment, currently in P6, but fighting for that 5th position. But
oh, it's Dries Kadir. Sorry, I didn't realise that.
It is Dries. It is.
Why are you rating? God, I don't know.
So it's Matthew Dambreen we're following now, trying to gain a position on Arnaud Chanonier for P15. And they all try to make a difference with the colorful wheels for the Luxem boys. I think we've got black, white, sort of goldish, and these Bordeaux red, or whatever color it exactly is.
Something
Chris,
like you like a paint chart.
Chris Needham, not quite sure who he's got in front. It seems to be Matt Crow.
So we're coming down to the business end now of Heat 1, just over a lap, or about a lap and a half to go. At the moment, Luke McKeon's carved out a comfortable lead of just over 2 seconds ahead of Nacho Gaspar in second, who's 1.5 seconds ahead of Elliot Harper. Aaron Rose a further second behind Elliot. At the moment, we've got Adam Southgate trying to chase down Liam Penn for 5th and 6th. Matt Carunia, I think that's how you pronounce it, in 14th, 4 tenths behind Matthew Hodges in 13th. And Matthew Dambreen is currently 4 tenths behind Arnold Chalonier down in 15th and 16th. So Callum still looks like he's going to be on provisional pole. There's a little gap either side of him at the moment, a couple of seconds.
Yeah, Chris Needham seemed to have lost some time to Callum. I think he was within that second when we were talking about it already, but doesn't seem to be able to really close that gap. We're currently on the white flag, aka last lap of this race. Luke McKeon still leading about 2 seconds in front of Nacho Gaspar, who has a 1.6 lead to Elliot Harper in 3rd position. He is being chased down by Aaron Rose, though. It's still under that second. It's now even almost half a second, so who knows if there will be position change. And Irio Martin seemed to have had a issue. I'm not quite sure. He's dropping a couple of positions. Matthew Hodges now really on the back of Chris Needham as well, and Matt Caruana. Here we are on board with the 3. So final lap. Is Chris able to hold on to that position? Ooh, and it's now Matthew Hodges on the inside here of Chris Needham, but Chris keeps it around the outside, turning into the inside for the right-hander. Well done by Chris. Same goes for Matthew Hodges, for keeping them both alive. And Matt Caruana hoping to take advantage of the 2 in front, belling it out. And we're on board for that final podium position. It's going to be close, only 3 turns left. Oh, ooh. And Chris Needham went off track, lost 2 positions.
Just outbroken.
Yeah.
So Luke McKeon currently sitting at the front, 2 seconds, nearly 2 seconds ahead of Nacho Gaspar. Looks like he's going to take the win. I thought
coming around the final turn.
Where's he off to?
So that's a back-to-back race win, winning the final race of last season and now the first of Season 2. Nacho Gaspar finishing in 2nd. Elliot Harper just in front of Aaron Rose, 3rd and 4th. Ooh, Aaron Penn and Adam Southgate, another close finish. Well done by Liam Penn and Adam Southgate. Cuthbert finishing in 7th position. And it's Jack Fielder Clifford in 8th. Craig Shelton in 9th.
And our pole man for Heat 2, Callum Brandt, without a bonnet by the look of it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a thousandths of a second finish between Matt Caruana and Matthew Hodges. A thousandths of a second in between. Well done by Matt Caruana and Matthew Hodges. Chris Needham finishing in P13 with his teammate Arnaud Chalonier in P14. Perego P15. Dambreen right behind again for Billy Fletcher as well, who had that incident. P17. And then we're waiting on Jason Headington and René Bosche finishing P18, P19. Matt Crow's already finished and Martin is in the pit stall, so it's only James O'Reilly who we're waiting on. He's on that back straight, but what a finish between Matt Caruana and Matthew Hodges.
Was a Rizzler paper in it, as they say.
I don't even think that's that's a bit too much even. So here he comes, James O'Reilly coming around the final turn. So it is going to be interesting. We've got a 5-minute warm-up between the heat race and the feature race, so people can have a little break, maybe a quick pit stop for themselves, having a drink, having a smoke, or whatever they want to do.
Well, you can read out the results while I go for a quick pit stop. We'll see you in a second.
It's all fine by me. We're waiting. We're real cheese people. So we're waiting on the results to come in. There we have it. So, first round of the season has been won by Luke McKeon, P2 Aaron Rose, P3 and Nacho Gaspar, P4 Billy Fletcher, P5. Oh, that's qualifying. Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking like, what? Nacho Gaspar was second. So here we've got round one. Sorry, heat run results. Luke McKeon, as I said, P1, Nacho Gaspar, P2, Elliot Harper, P3, Aaron Rose, P4, Leon Penn in P5, Adam Southgate, P6, Mark Cuthbert in P7, Jack Fielder Clifford, P8, Craig Sheldon in P9, Callum Brandt, P10, Matt Caruana, P11, Matthew Hodges, P12, Chris Needham, P13, Arno Channonier, P14, Simone Perego in P15, Matthew Dambreen, P16, Billy Fletcher, P17, Jason Headington, P18. On P19, it's René Bosche, P20, James O'Reilly, Iriom Martin in P21, and Matt Crow in P22. There you have it. That was the roundup. Yeah. Got a little break. And then we are kicking off with round 2, the feature race, 40 minutes. As said, they invert 10. So the top 10 will be reversed, and it should be around 16 laps. And we do have that pit stop in between as well. So strategy will come into play a little bit more.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. That was a quick 5 minutes. That's how quick it goes. And we're awaiting the start of the feature race. Looking forward to this one, to be honest.
Good to see we got our enthusiastic flag waver over there.
Yeah, keeps on going, isn't it? If you want to call someone dedicated.
So here is the grid for Heat 2. So Callum Brandt finishing 10th in the first race is on pole position. Craig Shelton 2nd, Jack Fielder Clifford 3rd, Mark Cuthbert 4th, Adam Southgate 5th, Leon Penn in 6th, Adam Rose in 7th, Elliot Harper in 8th, Nacho Gaspar in 9th, Luke McKeown in 10th, Matt Carana, not sure how it's pronounced, in 11th. What, like iguana, is it? Okay. Matthew Hodges in 12th. 13th is Chris Needham, Arnold Chenier 14th, Simone Perego in 15th, Matthew Dambreen in 16th, Billy Fletcher 17th, Jason Hanton 18th, Rene Borsche in 19th, James O'Reilly in 20th, Hiromi Martin in 21st, Matt Crow 22nd. So I think Matt had a little technical issue in the first race there, not too sure what went on. Started out of the pit lane, but at least he's on the grid this time. So it'll be interesting to see how Luke, Nacho, and Co cope with reverse grid.
Exactly. It's going to be an interesting one, although what we've seen from last week with the MX5 fun race at Oldham Park, it worked out quite well. So I'd imagine we're going to have the same here.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I'm just looking there, and I think Adam might have a bit of advantage because he has got pace, but whether it's quick enough to hold him off, I suppose it's how long it takes the others to get through the guys in front, isn't it? That's what it boiled down to.
Yeah.
I suspect it might be a bit more aggressive on some of the driving and overtakes, but hopefully they're all sensible with it. That's a nice livery there. Whose is that one? The Tic Tac one? Was that Tic Tacs I just saw?
I think that's
make them.
P4. Yeah, man.
There he is. Is that the one? Yeah. There you go. That's my new favourite livery.
So again, another full formation lap around Road America.
Yeah, it's a bit overkill for this circuit, isn't it? A full lap.
Yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, it's a really nice track. Maybe not to drive it in that slow pace, but it is a nice track. I think
it's a very nice track. Yeah,
very nice to kick the season off.
Definitely out there, one of my favourites. It ain't no Silverstone, is it?
No.
Are we there this year? I'm trying to remember if we got the
we're not there.
Called. We're not there. Yeah.
So I hope all the viewers enjoyed race 1. Yeah, I must agree. I do like the RWC Racing livery as well.
It ain't no Tic Tac.
No, but they've always done a quite good job on the livery. So yeah, it stands out.
It looks quite good on that Lambo, in fairness.
So coming around the carousel. Up to the famous kink, where we saw that incident with the Luxem boys in race 1 or round 1. And again, like I said, strategy will come into play a little bit more since we do have the pit stop. And we'll drop a little gap to the pace car again near the end of this lap.
So just coming up to the final section now, so it'll be Callum Brandt to get us underway.
Yeah, they're a little bit closer to the pace car this time, but he will be setting the race once the pace car comes in. So let's
Which
keep an eye
goes
on
in now.
Callum. And I think we're off. Callum and
We
Craig
are.
both having a great start.
So as you were, Leon Penn has already got ahead of Adam Southgate in 5th. I think he bunched up a little bit in the middle there. I think all the mid-tablers managed to pull one position on each other by the looks of the board at the moment.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a gap here to the RWC boys, Chris Needham.
Oh, who's that? That is Chris Needham, I think. All three of them. I think Billy Flesh and James O'Reilly have been picked up in there as well.
Yeah, to be honest, it looked like Chris lost the back end of his car turning in for turn 2. Everybody picking up a little bit of draft there. We see Adam Southgate on the inside of Cuthbert, putting himself in 4th position.
So this is interesting already. Callum Brandt's got a second gap already over Craig Shelton in 2nd.
Yeah, and I think he wants to push, try to create as big as a gap as he can.
And then 7th to 14th, there's only sort of 2-3 10 seconds between all the cars, as you can see here.
Some nice static view leading into the carousel. And you can see the different lines that are being taken.
I was just picturing in my head as you said that, somebody going on the grass really wide.
While Matthew Dambreen gets himself up a position in front of Arnaud Chanier, Luke McKeon in front of Elliot Harper, and now Elliot Harper comes back on Luke McKeon. Oh, and I think that's Elliot Harper off track. He rejoined quite safely, but he lost quite some positions.
So Adam Southgate, currently sitting in 4th, is pushing to try and pinch the 3rd spot from Jack Fielder-Clifford.
Their battle between Irion Martin and Elliot Harper. Callum Brandt currently with the fastest lap, but then again he had the clean air, nobody in front, so he could push. About a 1.4 second gap to Craig Sheldon, who has a 1 second gap to Jack Clifford. But all behind Jack Clifford is bunched up with Adam Southgate, Cuthbert, Liam Penn and Aaron Rose. Here we see Matt Caruana in front of Matthew Hodges.
So just looking, 16 laps roughly, we believe. So I'm just trying to think, what's the fuel status then? I presume it's 2.
Sorry, Cuthbert just lost 2 positions to Leon Penn and Aaron Rose coming into turn 3, the tight hairpin. It's a 45% fuel cap.
Right. So I'm assuming, I'm guessing sort of 2/3 as usual for pitting then.
Yeah, I think roughly, yeah.
So we're probably looking around lap 11, maybe lap 12.
We're on board with Cuthbert, who's being closely followed by Nacho Gaspar in the Lamborghini. And I think Nacho will try to have a good tow here on that back straight leading up into the inside, and it seems like he's gonna gain that position on Cuthbert. Some late break in, keeping the inside. Oh, and it's Cuthbert who actually lost the control of his car. Immediately going to the inside of the track to avoid everybody coming through. And then we see the replay of the overtake as well as the spin. Just seems like he took a little bit too much speed coming into it. Callum Brandt currently really setting the pace. Now a 2.6 lead to Craig Shelton, and Adam Southgate takes P3 from Jack Clifford. So the question now is, with a 1.7 gap to Craig Shelton, how quick will he be able to close the gap down, although he's still under pressure from Jack Clifford and Aaron Rose close behind. So you've got two BMWs in the top 3 at the moment.
So just looking at Aaron Rose, who's putting pressure on Jack Fielder-Clifford for 4th position.
Jack, who took a little bit of a defensive line, but he seems to be able to grab the position back on Adam. Will Adam hang around the outside? Will he have the speed to keep it on the inside here for that right-hander? He does, so he's still in front of Jack Clifford and Aaron Rose. Oh, and there we saw Nacho Gaspar. I think he tried to go on the inside.
Front and back. Looks like the Batmobile now.
Wow, I've never seen the Lamborghini. Oh, and it's crabbing. So we're gonna take a look at the replay here. As we saw Nacho Gaspar trying to go for that inside move, and yeah, he just touched the grass a little bit. To be honest, I don't know if there was any room for him to be there. He towed back to the pit, so we'll have to wait a couple of minutes and then can use his false repair to come back out on track. But yeah, he definitely lost out here. Back on board with Matt Crow, who's close on the back of Irio Martin. So that whole battle between Adam Southgate, Aaron Rose and Jack Clifford made it to, wow, we have an incident right in front between Perego and Irio Martin on that final turn.
Just seeing it now. Oh, just touched. One went one way, one the other.
He was on that inside.
Well, gives the 3 wise men in RC something to do. I'm sure they'll be looking at
Exactly. What I was going to say, though, is that Adam Southgate is 2 seconds behind Craig Shelton. It was a little bit more. The question is, how quick will he be able to close that gap down? We'll have to wait and see. He still has to fight off Aaron Rose, his teammate in the McLaren. While in the background, we see Luke McKeon making an overtake on Jack Fielder-Clifford for P5, the winner of round 1.
So Luke McKeon is made up 5 places so far, obviously starting in 10th. So just looking, 4 laps gone. He's probably not in a bad position, bearing in mind we've got a pit. We know he's a good pitter.
Yeah, that's been proven already in the last 2 seasons.
And he's starting to cut down the time to Aaron Rose, albeit just under a second still. I suspect Aaron Rose and Adam Southgate, that might play into Luke's hands as well if they start slowing each other down.
Yeah, then again, they can still see P2 and P1 right in front of them. So I reckon since they are teammates, they would have to work together. Although I think Aaron Rose had to be a little bit evasive there to not run in the back of Adam Southgate. And that puts Luke McKeon right on the back of him now. So that's going to be an interesting battle for P4. And there's another nice little battle going on for P7 between Matthew Hodges, Matt Caruana, and Matthew Dambreen. Here we are on board with Matthew Dambreen. 2 teammates again, both in the same car, both in the McLaren. Showing himself in the mirrors there, the inside of turn 1. And I think Matt Crow just overtook Arnaud Chanonnier for P12. And there is a decision from race control. Aaron Rose was black flagged for causing a collision, so he will have to serve a drive-through penalty. Currently in P5, so he won't be happy. But it is what it is. Race control decision has been made. And if I'm right, he's got 3 laps to serve that penalty. Some nice little sounds and a lot of fire there from the McLaren when downshifting. Callum Brands, though, still currently leading the way, 3.2 seconds in front of Craig Shelton, but Adam Southgate really closed down the gap now, only a second or under a second away from Craig Shelton, and being followed by Luke McKeon in the Audi R8. Aaron Rose trying to have a little look there on the inside of Luke McKeon. Didn't work. And I think we should have a little look at the battle for P7 because it's Matt Caruana now really close on the back of Matthew Hodges. Here we are. It all comes down to the run on that main straight. It did seem like Matthew Hodges missed a little bit of that apex, giving a good run there for Matt Caruana. And Aaron Rose is going to serve that penalty right now, while Leon Penn is in the pit lane as well. While we're looking at this nice little battle, there's going to be a battle for P2. Adam Southgate now only a 10th behind Craig Shelton.
Just looking down, Matt Crow just lost the position going off track slightly.
And here we are going to have a look. It looks like Adam Southgate is going to put himself on the inside here for turn 3 in the hairpin. And is Luke trying to follow through as well? Oh, that was close, but nice racing. Craig Shelton still on the inside here, but I think Adam will have that position. He does. So Adam puts himself in P2. Well, look at the interval now. It's Adam Southgate 5.2 seconds behind Callum Brandt, who Callum Brandt just has clean air. He's focusing on putting in those laps and being consistent.
Well, Callum Brandt currently got a 5-second lead, so
exactly
work to do, isn't it? And I'm just thinking.
Well, I mean,
the pace is similar. So.
Yeah, well, Adam showed that he could close down the gap to Craig quite quick, who's currently defending off 3rd position from Luke McKeon. We're on board with Elliot Harper. And now back to Matthew Hodges.
So there's a nice little battle, 7th, 8th and 9th at the moment. All a couple of 2-3 attempts behind each other.
Yeah, Matthew Hodges driving for a solid sim racing is trying to hold up 3 Luxim 24 esports drivers, all in the McLaren. And Craig Shelton is coming into the pit, so he's gonna have a little different strategy compared to the other top 10 runners. And Matthew Dambreen is in as well. So that's quite interesting. We're only about 13 minutes in, currently on lap 7. So we'll have to wait and see how that will play out.
Just noticed it's so dark as well, isn't it? Twilight.
Yes, the sun is setting, but I don't think we will go dark near the end of this race. The temperatures will drop though, so that will come into play of the tire wear. Here we see James O'Reilly and René Borsche. Back to Matthew Hodges, who's still fighting off Matt Caruana and Elliot Harper. And Craig Shelton got out of that pit, and he's currently in P15. And Matt Caruana really showing himself in the mirrors of Matthew Hodges, trying to force him into a mistake. Although he nearly lost the back end of the car himself, and he's got now his teammate Elliot Harper right on the back of him. So again, spitting flames from that McLaren. Some good stuff.
So as they're settling down at the moment, James O'Reilly in 9th has made 11 positions up. Oh. Just as I say that, he's just gone wide.
Just gone wide, lost 2 positions to Macro and René Borsche.
Macro's made 13 places up, obviously starting at the rear.
Wow, that's well done by Macro then. Although we've still got about 25 minutes left of racing, but well done to Macro.
Have we got a driver of the day this week? Are we reintroducing it?
We will.
Been told we are. So there's plenty of time for Nacho Gaspar's family and friends to jump on
And then again, take into account race 1 as well, of course, when you vote for driver of the day, and that will be going live with about 5 minutes left into this race. Luke McKean now with the fastest lap at 2:05.6 in P3. But looking at that interval between Callum Brand and Adam Southgate, it's still 5
seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a sneaky suspicion.
Matthew Hodges, will it
Wobble.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well saved by Matthew Hodges. Well saved. Good.
And only dropped 1 place.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest though, Elliot Harper was looking as well, so well done to avoid him. But it's Luke McKean, by the way, who just overtaken Adam Southgate and is now currently in P2.
Oh, barbecue.
Yeah, will that red go black on the front of that BMW of the spinning flames? Well, in the background, position change between. Yeah, sorry.
I was just saying, Luke McKean's overtaken Adam Southgate. I missed that.
Yeah, that was going into turn 3.
Teach me for not paying attention. So where are we now? Coming up, we're on the 8th lap at the moment. So Callum Brandt's still out in front.
And it's Craig Sheldon who's having a nice little battle with Perego for P14, so he actually gained a position. And it seems like now Elliot Harper is through. He seems to be able to slowly drive away from Matthew Hodges. He's created a little bit of a gap. And it's Matt Caruana now trying to go for that overtake as well. Well, I think Matthew Hodges has shown that it's not that easy to overtake him. I mean, it was that mistake that lost him the position to Elliot. So let's have a little look at the lap times. It was Callum Brandt on final lap with a 2:06.0, but another fast lap by Luke McKean, 2:05.3. And he's got that clean air now, of course, with that 4.7 second.
Yeah, he's taken out 6 tenths, hasn't he, in that lap? So, interesting. I think they'll start to look pitting shortly as well now. So, René Bourcher's just come in. And so is Simone Perego. So, I think the window is there. Be interesting to see if Luke comes in before, or whether he'll try and stay out to the last possible moment. But saying that, Adam Southgate hasn't managed to. Luke hasn't managed to shake him off yet. So Adam's still 6-7 tenths behind. Well, he was. I don't know if he's just made a mistake. He's just jumped up to a second. So currently our highest pitter is Craig Shelton, sitting in 13th at the moment. So currently on board with Matthew Hodges, who is trying to get up to speed with Elliot Harper. He's a second behind, with Matt Caruana in 7 tenths behind. So a little bit of work to do there. Jack Fielder Clifford's doing well, trying to keep Elliot Harper off him, 3 tenths behind. Done well for nearly 9 laps, but I think his number might be up here shortly.
So it's quite an interesting feature race. Wow.
Oh, Christ, I thought you overcompensated.
Matthew Hodges really trying the inside line, and it was Elliot Harper, I think, being a little bit too aggressive with going from left to right. I think he nearly lost the car there.
So Arnold Chanier, Matt Crow, and James O'Reilly have all dived into the pits.
They did.
Yeah, he's trying that switch back there. I thought, oh my God, he's overdone that.
Yeah, it looked like it. But with them bailing out, Jack Clifford, Elliot Harper, it's now Elliot Harper on the inside of
Got
Jack
it.
Clifford. And he's gained that position. So Elliot Harper puts himself in P5.
4.
4, sorry, you're absolutely right.
Right, just numbers haven't updated. And
And it's now
also,
the teammates, Matthew Hodges and Jack Clifford, in that same battle as well.
so whilst we're watching that, Luke McKeon has now got it down to 3 seconds, a little bit over 3 seconds. So he's taken a massive chunk out on the last 2 laps.
Can we put up the intervals between the different positions, please?
Ta-da!
There we go. It's magic. So, as it is now, it's Craig Shelton who is in P11, who's about half a second behind Matthew Dambreen. And that battle for P4 is still going strong. And Luke McKeon actually closed that gap down rather quickly, 2.5 seconds now behind Callum Brandt. And Aaron Rose still installed. The same goes for Chris Needham and Nacho Gaspar. Although, yeah, we saw what happened with Nacho. I think Matthew Hodges just gained that position on Jack Fielder Clifford, while Matt Caruana is in pit lane. Here we go, Leon Penn right behind Craig Shelton. They both gain a position for Jason Headington being in the pit. And Matt Caruana is coming out of the pit, and I think he will come out just in front of the two we are looking at now.
I think we're coming into the pit window now for the rest of the field. Luke McKeon has got it down to 2 seconds. We know he's good in the pit, so I suspect there's a bit more to shave out of that as well.
Yeah, he's shown he could gain
So
that 1 or 2 seconds.
What would you do in Callum's position? I think I might bottle it in coming now, I think, if the window was open.
Well, that's actually a good question. On the other hand, I think for myself, if I was in Callum's shoes, I would just ride it out as far as possible and just put that go into the pit and make that stop. I mean, the longer you wait, the less time you spend in the pits. Then again, in that same time, you've got Luke McKeon with a really strong pace at the moment.
Callum's staying out for another lap.
I mean, again, he gained about 7. Yeah, he gained about 6 to 7 tenths on this lap, while Adam Southgate and Elliot Harper are coming in. Another fastest lap of the race by Luke McKeon.
So Adam and Elliot both come in. So they'll be our highest pitters at the moment, in 4th and 5th. The other guys looks like they're staying out for another lap.
I think Craig Sheldon is really under pressure by Leon Penn. Craig Shelton showing a little bit of front end damage on the right hand side. Not really sure if that will affect him. I don't think so. Nice colorful scheme there though. Rio Martin in the pit together with Jack Fielder Clifford. So remember, Craig was one of the first to make that stop out of that top 10. I think at the moment he was in P3 or P4 if I'm correct, while he just lost the position to Leon Penn.
Liam P8. He's done one already. I think, was that his drive-through? I'm trying to remember now.
And Craig Sheldon immediately grabs the position back.
So yeah, he pitted on lap 6 along with Matthew Dambreen. So Luke McKeon now has a second behind Callum Brandt.
Yeah, we're on board. Battle is gonna unfold. Question is though, how much longer can they continue? Now showing Elliot Harper and Jason Hansen a little bit of an off track, and they are both coming into the pit. So now it will play. We're going to see how this will play out.
Yeah, I think Luke will come out ahead, I suspect. If you're going on the historic performances in the pit.
Yeah, you could see Luke trying to already close that gap coming onto that pit entry.
Well, he's only 6/10 behind now, roughly.
And Matthew Hodges is in as well, so it's interesting to see how far away Adam Southgate will be.
Right, currently showing 25-second-ish behind. And Adam was third, wasn't he, before he did his pit stop? I'm trying to remember. I think he was third.
So Callum and Luke are both coming out of the pits, but I do think it's Callum still in front of Luke. Yeah. It is, and Adam Southgate will grab the third position while Matthew Hodges is coming out of the pit, and Matthew Dambreen is closing up.
It's a bit odd that, because Luke is only 3/10 behind, even though he was slower in the pit. So,
here, nice little battle. Still between Craig Sheldon and Leon Penn. And I must say, Matthew Hodges has been fighting off these Luxem guys for the entire race so far. He's got Elliot Harper again on the inside. It almost looked like Matt Carrana was trying to push his teammate forwards there. But it's Elliot Harper now in P4, Matthew Hodges P5, Matt Carrana and Matthew Dambreen relatively close. So all in contention for P4. While we're on board with Callum Brandt, former teammates with Luke McKeon.
So how long can he stay in front?
Yeah, I mean, Luke has shown that he's definitely got the pace. But then again, if Callum Brandt can just keep his car in the right positions and don't make any mistakes, but it's going to be a long 13 minutes.
Well, I assume we're going to run out of laps before that, aren't we? Is it 16 laps?
It is.
Yeah, so we're already on lap 13 coming up to the end of, so he's got to hold on for probably another 6.5 minutes. I'm not sure he will. I think he'll relent, but obviously put up a battle.
Oh, and there you see Callum Brandt going a little bit too wide. Luke
goes
traction.
Right, so and Callum, 5 seconds ahead now. Just stay on the back of Luke, really. If you stay on the back of Luke, I don't think Adam will catch you.
You gotta love the tree on iRacing. But it was Callum Brandt just going a little bit too wide, losing traction, and Luke stayed on the grey stuff and therefore having a good run onto that main straight.
So I think Luke's going to do what he does best when he gets ahead, and that's scamper off into the distance. So just Callum, just keep on his tail and you'll have a very good finish. So currently he's sitting just under 5 seconds ahead of Adam Southgate in third. And then there's another 10-second gap between Adam and Elliot Harper in fourth. So as long as Callum don't do anything silly, it'll be a podium, but it's whether it'll be second or third, I suppose. Everyone has pitted, just looking down the list. And I think really the main area of battle is 6, 7, 8 at the moment, who we're currently looking at.
Yeah, even P5, obviously with Matthew Dambreen only being about 3/10 behind Matthew Hodges. And Billy Fletcher and Matt Crow for P10 as well. And Billy Fletcher, who had that incident early on in the race, on a good 10th position.
I think
Pink again.
Back in the pit. Down in 19th. Nacho Gaspar obviously retired. Did he not use his fast repair then? Just thinking there. That was early doors as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, it was, but yeah, his car was showing quite some severe damage. Maybe it didn't repair all the damage that was needed. Who knows? But he had some severe damage. Luke McKeon with the fastest lap of the race again. Although Callum is also in the 205s.
He's keeping him in touch, inverted commas. Adam's still 5 seconds behind, so we've got 2 laps left.
I think we should get up driver of the day. Don't you agree?
Oh, why not? And as we're waiting for that, we are watching Matthew Hodges battling alongside Matthew Dambreen for 5th position. And here we go. So driver of the day, guys, for those who have not done it before, you see a number to the left of the name, which is in alphabetical order. Oh, look, London Bus. And all you've got to do in your chat is just simply type the number of the corresponding driver. No hashtags, no question marks, no exclamation marks. Just simply type the number of the driver you see, scrolling alongside, and it will register your vote.
So, while we are currently watching an amazing battle between Matthew Hodges and Matthew Dambreen, Matthew Dambreen took the inside for turn 2, gained the position on Matthew Hodges, and immediately it's Liam Penn trying to follow through, which it looks like he's done that. So Matthew Hodges lost 2 positions, unfortunately for him, in P7. Matthew Dambreen now P5, Liam Penn in P6. And he's got another McLaren behind him, Matt Carana.
So obviously driver of the day, I might add, should really reflect over both races. However, it's hard not to focus on the feature race, I must admit.
Yeah. It's tough, but then again, it all depends on who you want. I mean, you can vote for your teammate, your friend. You can either vote for the person who made the most positions. But P5, Matthew Dambreen, Liam Penn still going strong. That position.
Yeah, Matthew Dambreen's done well. He's up 11.
Up 11 positions. There you go.
If you're after people who have done the best during the races, Matt Crow's gone up 12 places, sitting in 10th. Luke McKeon won the first race, started 10th. He's now first, so he's on course to do the double. So that's
we're on board with Matt Carana.
Having a look on the inside.
Go for the inside. Yeah, turn 1 on Matthew Hodges.
Oh, does he?
Well, the BMW's got some good power, but
yep,
he's got the position.
So yeah, Luke looks like he's going to do the double. So there's justification in itself for driver of the day, I suppose. Callum Brandt's having a fantastic second race, must be said.
Yeah, definitely. Couldn't agree more.
So we are currently, amongst all this mayhem, on the last lap.
It has flown by.
Oh, have you voted yet?
For certain. I do. I have put my vote in.
Ah. Good point. Now I've just seen in the chat that for some reason we've only got 20 drivers showing on driver of the day.
Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about.
You can always try a random 21, 22, see what happens.
So here we are on board with Luke McKeon coming around the second to last turn, leading up to the final turn onto the main straight. Not making any mistakes, and there we have it. The winner of round 2 at Road America, with Callum Brandt in a very good second position.
Yep, well done.
Must be said by Adam Southgate as well. Drove good race, finishing in 3rd. They were waiting for Elliot Harper, his teammate in the McLaren, to come by as 4th. Matthew Dambreen in 5th position, very closely followed by Liam Penn. Both finishing Matt Carana P7.
Craig Shelton, is he going to... No, he hasn't.
Oh, another close finish. Well, actually, it's 2 close finishes, looking at the interval between Matthew Dambreen and Liam Penn. as well as Matthew Hodges and Craig Shelton. Matt Crowe finished in 10th position. Billy Fletcher, P11. Well done on the recovery drive there, with Arnaud Chanonnier finishing in P12. Irion Martin, P13. Jack Fielder Clifford in P14. And now we're waiting on Cuthbert, finishing P15. Here we're on board with James O'Reilly. Mountain Dew. Coming around the final turn. Finishing in 16th position. Jason Hennington coming across line for RWC Racing in 17th. And then we're waiting for the final driver to come around. Just has 2 more corners to go. That is Simone Perego in the Lamborghini. Going around the final turn here, and he will finish in P18. And then we have René Borsche, who retired. Same goes for Aaron Rose, Chris Needham, and Nacho Gaspar. So there we have it. Round 1 and 2 at Road America for the CXR World GT3 Championship Season 2. Done and dusted.
Excellent. Well, I assume we will close Driver of the Day shortly whilst we're getting results up. And here they are. So, round 2, Luke McKeon does the double, finishing from 10th position in the second race, ahead of Callum Brandt, who had a great race in Heat 2 in second, Adam Southgate in third, Elliot Harper fourth. Fifth was Matthew Danbreen, sixth Leon Penn, Matt Carunya, I think that is. In seventh, Matthew Hodges eighth, Craig Shelton ninth, Matt Crowe in 10th. 11th was Billy Fletcher, 12th, Arnold Chanonnier. Irion Martin finishes 13th, 14th, Jack Fielder Clifford, 15th, Mark Cuthbert. 16th, James O'Reilly. 17th, Jason Haddington. Simone Perego finishes 18th. 19th was Rene Borsche. Aaron Rose in 20th. Chris Needham 21st. And 22nd was Nacho Gaspar.
And having a little look at the driver of the day, scrolling through the screen, it looks like it's Luke McKeon who will get away with driver of the day with 35.7%.
He's done the treble. That's a first.
So well done by Luke, and well done by all the drivers for kicking off this season at Road America. Where will we be next week?
Oh,
Need to have a little look.
Dun, dun, dun.
Barcelona, there we have it. Barcelona. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. I lost Mark there for a little bit.
It's right. Yeah, I pressed the wrong proxy button.
Again, you always press the wrong buttons.
Yeah.
Cheers for the follow, by the way, Sean. Welcome. But yeah, Barcelona. That's going to be very interesting. I don't think we've ever been there before with all the seasons we've done, or at least not much. So
No.
round 3 and 4 at Barcelona.
Apparently.
Oh, well, say hi back, man. Give her some cuddles.
Say shows Uber
Big
5
kiss.
still. Yeah.
So I think with this all being said, I want to thank all the drivers for kicking off this season at Road America. I want to thank all the viewers for viewing and tuning in on the CXR TV. I want to thank Neil, Craig, Neil, Aaron, and Ed for race control. I want to thank Phil for his production as always. And I want to thank you, Mark, for the amazing commentary as always. And I want to wish you all a very good night and see you next week.
See you later.